Hello, hello. It is another one like the other one. Yeah, it's just your boy Matt Brooks. I got my brother, Big Stretch. Oh, we got a countdown. My bad.
But it's recording still though.
No, it's just sure recording. I don't think you caught that, but it's starting three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is another one like the other one. Talk big and be quiet. The podcast. I am your boy Matt Brooks. I got my brother Big Stretch, and he gonna break down the German slang for you lames. Brother, hit him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it completely in German today. Rede groß oder sei leise. Yeah, that's what it is. I ain't got nothing else to say but that.
Hello, and that means talk big and be quiet. You young whippersnappers and you old goddamn pelvis pushers.
Exactly.
How you doing out there, brother? In Germany, Minsk, Germany. I'm
I'm
seeing,
doing
brother.
good.
It's a heat wave, like an extreme heat wave. They're calling it El Nino. How weird is that?
Well, it is what it is, and in my apartment, it's 85 degrees right now. So it says backwards, but as you can see, it's 85. And yeah, it's hot as shit over here. The people have been called. I've been seeing ambulances out everywhere, catching up them old people. The older people falling out.
I've been seeing the death rate has been rising due to the extreme heat wave that is hitting Europe in your direction of the world right now and everything like that. So damn, bro. Y'all ain't got air conditioning in your houses?
Yeah, yeah, people have that, but a lot of people don't because it doesn't normally get that hot. They're not used to that shit. It's like if in a hot place in the States, if all of a sudden that shit got super cold, people don't know about you got to get certain types of heaters and they got floor heaters and this and that and different types of jackets and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They think they just gonna get a thick jacket and go outside and they're gonna be safe. It don't work like that. You're gonna be safe for a little bit. As soon as your body temperature gets to a certain way, it's either gonna get too hot. If you got a good jacket, which is good, it's better to be too hot. But more than likely, you're gonna get too cold because you don't know what you're doing when it comes to the cold because you're only used to heat.
Yeah.
I was born in Germany. I was used to the cold. I went to Texas. I was used to cold and heat. Then I went to California. My body adjusted to that temperature. And I went back to Germany after I don't know how many years. And I'm telling you, my first trip out of the airport, when them two doors opened, I let out such a dumb scream, and people were looking at me crazy like something happened because that cold hit me. And I'm used to being cold, and I had body fat. You know what I'm saying? So it was all good. But I'm used to the cold to where you go in the cold and it takes a couple minutes for you to get cold. The doors open, the wind blew at me, the wind hit me, and in a matter of like 1 or 2 seconds, my whole entire fat fucking surface was like, where is it? And that shit went straight to my bones because there was a little bit of cold with that shit. I mean, humidity with it, with the cold. You know what I'm saying? And that shit
Uh,
went to my bones so quick because I had on shorts and shit. I didn't think it was gonna be that cold for some stupid reason. I thought I could take it. And I'm telling you, if I would have went outside like that, I would have been a goner within a matter of a couple of hours. Even though I put on a whole bunch of shit, I put on 2 pairs of pants, a sweater, a jacket, and went outside. And I was still cold. My uncle looked at me and was like, "Are you fucking for real? This ain't even the middle of winter right now. This is the beginning. Are you fucking serious? What are you gonna do in the middle of winter?" I said, "I gotta buy me some more jackets." That's what I said.
so the wind chill factor, that German wind chill factor, is something different, huh?
Yeah. And when people ain't used to shit, they just think we're gonna survive. It's gonna be like it is always because nobody ever assumes it's gonna change. Well, because of that, that's when shit happens, just like all the climatic shit and whatever else not. People don't listen, people don't adjust, people don't consider shit, and people don't pay attention. So people, I'm sorry to say, bad shit happens, you know what I'm saying? And people succumb to being illiterate to the world.
Yeah, that when you see y'all not used to having that heat like that. It reminds me when I moved from Chicago to the Bay Area. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like in Chicago, we don't have what they probably do now, but back then they only had heaters in the houses. If it got hot, we'll open the windows, let the air blow in, cool the house down type shit. You know what I mean? Now, so I
Mhm.
wasn't used to having air conditioning in the house. So when I moved to California to the Bay Area from that extreme cold to a tropical type of environment, the best environment in the world. That's why all the
Yep.
growth. Love the air, the soil, the sunlight in California. Shouts out to California. You know what I mean?
Yep.
When I moved out there, we didn't have air conditioning in the house also. It never really got too cold and it never really got too hot in the Bay
Nope.
Area. So we was right off of the ocean, off the ocean bed, basically. We was, you know what I mean? Being cooled
Mhm.
down by the water and everything like that. You feel me?
Breeze.
When I moved to Las Vegas, boy, oh boy, with these 110 temperatures, I learned what air conditioning in the house was. Cause you know, right
Yep.
now it's 100 degrees outside. And our air conditioner is on 72. You know what I mean? So that is extreme heat. You feel me? And but the crazy thing is, do you remember El Nino when we was growing up in
Yep.
California? El Nino
Hell
was a
yeah.
rainstorm that it rained for like 6 months straight.
Yep. I
Now
remember that shit.
something's wrong with your audio, but you know what I mean. But you got like a crazy echo behind you. You feel me? But you know what I mean. Now they're naming El Nino an extreme heat like surge type shit. What happened to the moisture, to the water, to the rain? I thought El
Uh,
Nino was a cool.
no, man. El Nino is just basically what it means is that the climate,
Hey,
because of the ocean and because of the air and everything, it changes, and it depends on where you are. You
hey,
can't
hey,
hear me?
your sound is you might got to cut back out to come back in type shit because
All
your
right.
sound is sounding
All right.
crazy, brother. You know what I mean? But while we
Is it
get
back now? Is it normal?
no, it's still sounding
Now I
like you.
can't hear you again. Oh shit! Here we go.
It sounded like you was underwater or shit like that. You know what I mean? But we, you know, these technical difficulties with the internet and everything, with these goddamn pieces of technology nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, y'all bear with us. We gonna figure it out. We gonna fix it all. You know what I mean? Gonna get this one out of here. We gonna pull my boy up.
There we go. Are we back? Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but
Oh, here we go. Now I can't hear you again.
your sound is still fucked up over there. You know
Come
what I
on.
mean? Let me go out to come back in. Hello, hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go.
Steady.
There you go, brother. Back and nice. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, like I was saying, El Nino is a weather phenomenon, and it has to do with climate. And it's basically El Nino. It could be dry, it could be wet, and whatever. It's just a dramatic climate change, basically, so people can understand. It can happen in different places of the planet. It happens in different places of the planet. It depends on where this fucking huge mass of fucking air and clouds and whatever else, not the currents and this and that forms, and wherever it pushes, that's where it just goes. Sometimes it gets hotter, sometimes it gets more humid and wet and whatever else. Not, it all depends on where the El Nino is sitting.
Yeah, okay, okay, okay. I see. I see. Now, while we got all of this crazy ass weather across the world, you know what I mean? Bro, did you get a chance to see? Now we have the World Cup going on the 24th, a couple of days ago and everything like that. It was a world famous psychic that predicted she supposedly, allegedly, every prediction that this goddamn predictor I wanted to call her a bitch, but you know what I mean. But you know what I mean. I didn't call her out her name, you feel me? But every prediction that she had predicted has came true, supposedly. She's supposed to have like 24 million subscribers, and she predicted that at this World Cup event that happened in Atlanta on the 24th, and it was supposed to be like an alien invasion takeover or some bullshit like that. Obviously, the prediction was
Mhm.
wrong. You know what I mean? So she got her first L, big L's. But
Yeah.
yeah, but
Everybody can get an L. And when it comes to predictions and shit like that, that's something similar to conspiracy theories. Like all the shit that's been going on that has happened on The Simpsons, how they predicted shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
you call it productive program.
premonition. Yeah,
Yeah,
but not even that. It's to me, you can kind of forecast certain shit. Like if you with habits and shit like that. Like when people were on the thing where there was the cartoon where they forecast how Kobe was going to die with a helicopter crash, right?
hey, there was a lot of
Yeah,
predictive programming
yeah,
with that.
but
Even selling
but
helicopter toys before he died in the damn
yeah,
the fucking arena.
exactly. That's what I'm saying, and that's just like a race car driver. He's gonna die going fast somehow and doing some kind of shit. What happened to Michael Schumacher? That motherfucker was going skiing. I can guarantee you he was going probably full speed down the mountain and hit some shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit
Yeah,
happened. And he was a good skier, probably like he was a good race car driver. But not every day is your day, just like in fighting and everything else. That's what people don't understand.
gonna lose one. That's true.
Yeah.
That's
And
that's
with predictions and everything like that, like with me, I'm hot headed and I'm stupid. And if I get drunk or if I get too mad, I wind up doing some really, really, really dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a child, like you won't do this, or really, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if I say don't do this to me, or you're getting on my nerves, stop, and you don't, I'll wind up doing something to you. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end, people look at you like, hey, how could you? Motherfucker, you know for a fact I got serious issues. I warned you to stop, to please stop. And then you kept going and you pushed me, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting on the motherfucking edge and you gonna push me over, and do you wonder when I grab your motherfucking arm and pull you with me? Bro,
big dummy. You big dummy. Yeah, for real. That's this something a dummy would do to get the response from a. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I've been warning you. You big dummy. You should have
yeah.
been paying attention. You wasn't listening, so I had to show you. You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
how people are with everything.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? When she doubled back and said that it wasn't a prediction, it was a dream that she had. You know what I mean? She had to double back with some bullshit. You feel me? But on that day, what did happen? You know what I mean? I'm not know if it's related to all of this extreme weather, the El Ninos, everything that's going on with the earth cleansing itself. But we had four major earthquakes attacking the world, like different parts of the world in the same day type shit, which is really
Mhm.
kind of like we're not used to seeing shit like that. We're used to seeing a earthquake and aftershocks, but not a 7.4 that destroyed fucking basically Venezuela. You know what I mean? And then after that, it was a 7.9. It got higher. It went up 7.9 in like the Philippines. You know what I mean? And then it was like a 5.6 in Northern California. You know what I mean? And then it was like it was like a 5.3 somewhere else. But the crazy thing is with this productive programming, I mean, I don't know if I'm not sure if you're up to like a video game or a gamer or stuff like that. But in
Not
Call of
really.
Duty Ghost in 2013, everything that just occurred in Venezuela with
Hmm.
how our president just went and got their president and how the
Yeah, yeah.
earthquake destroyed that city. You know what I mean? It was all in this video game, Call of Duty Ghosts 2013. You know what I
And I
mean?
guess
Crazy.
that's a coincidence.
I, I, I guess so. You know what I mean? That's for the conspiracy theories to go and
Okay.
they get their bitch out of and go run down them rabbit holes and everything like that. You feel me? But it is like another one of those Simpsons episode
Mhm.
telling the motherfucker what's going on and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it is weird. It is, timing is crazy with the weather. You know what I mean? You could kind of relate it, all of that maybe. You feel me? So oh no. Then we also got
That's a can of worms. That's a can of worms for me because I got a whole bunch of shit to say about stuff like that and to that specifically. And people just don't want to hear it and ain't gonna listen because it's bullshit. Because
well, well, give us a short spiel. You know what I mean? Before we go on to the rest of the conspiracy, because we got you heard about Cern? Know about Cern?
uh,
Oh man, well that's like they got this Cern program that's in Venezuela. You know what I mean? That's where they're basically opening black they're opening portals and black holes.
oh, they're fucking with the damn
Yeah,
black holes and shit again.
messing with
Wormholes.
anti-gravity, antimatter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They blame CERN to the 2012 time shift that has us all awake right now. That's that the veil that's thinning in the veil. I don't know if you ever speak
Okay.
about this.
So
It's crazy, yeah.
now I'm gonna put those two things together for y'all. And in my own little, and oh, I forgot to say, everything is a disclaimer. These are just my opinions. I'm retarded a little bit. This is on paper. Okay. Don't take shit too personally or too seriously if you don't want to. But it is what it is. And I'm just gonna say what I think like I always do. And when it comes to shit like that, scientifically, biologically, and whatever, geography, atmosphere, and that all that dumbass shit we learn in school. If somebody paid attention, when you fuck around with wormholes and black holes and time and space and all that shit, there are catastrophic fucking shit problems that come out of it. And when you're doing something like that, you could definitely shift the planet from its fucking axis when you do some dumbass shit. Okay? And if the earth is built up either way, flat earth or round earth, if the geography, that means the lay of the land, changes in any way or moves in any way, just like with the tectonic plates shift with earthquakes. That's why we're having earthquakes, tornadoes, typhoons, hurricanes, and floods and volcano outbreaks in places that we ain't had them for years. Because when the shit is settled and the shit is in its proper place and it's not displaced, everything has a time schedule. Now, if you displace some shit, the time schedule changes. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to say if you have something flat like this remote and there's a ball right here and it's just tilted just a tiny bit, the ball's going to gradually roll at a slow pace to one side. Now, if the slope is very long or it's round or whatever, however you want to picture the shit, round earth, flat earth, if the shit is like this, it's going to roll at its own pace. Now, if it tilts like this or a little bit further, that pace is going to change. And that pace is the places on the earth where the things are happening in the time frame that it's not supposed to be happening, because normally it happens every few hundred years, and those few hundred years went to a couple of decades, and those couple of decades went to a couple of years, and those couple of years went to every few months, because we sped up the process of the planet rebooting itself, because that's just what it does, because the planet is dying. We are killing it like we're killing ourselves. Another story and another subject, but whatever. And because of all this shit, because the earth is not in the same rotation, the same speed, same tilt, same axis, whatever, shit is happening in places it's not supposed to, because it's moved. You moved it around, it's not there. That means something new is going on. It's either going to be less or it's going to be more harsh. Just like if you go out in the rain and it's raining a little bit and you see over there it's raining hard and you go over there, that's what's going to happen. But you're just not anticipating it. You know what I'm saying? Even though you know it's going to happen. The earth, something happened to the earth, and that's why all this shit's happening. And either they're going to explain it properly or they're not. But if you think about it, those are the only logical and scientific conclusions you can come to. You know what I'm saying? Why all this shit's happening. And I've been saying this shit. That's just like with the global warming. It's the same thing. it's killing the planet. We are killing. There's stuff that's going on behind the scenes that people ain't paying attention to because it's all about war, it's all about power, and it's all about greed. And I need to stop, and you need to either cut me off or something because I can keep going on about this for I don't know
Hey,
how long.
bro, the truth will set you free. I'm just letting you speak your
The
truth.
whole world, I'm
You
telling you, I got bro. I fuck everybody because everybody's trying to fuck the world, and everybody's basically telling me in my face, "Fuck you." Just like me working and me have and me paying for people that ain't going to work. If you can't go to work, then don't. You know what I'm saying? If you really have a problem or an issue, you're sick or whatever else now, or you have something to deal with, it's okay. But if you're just being lazy and you don't want to work, fuck you. I'm paying for you. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
That you're a
yeah.
bum.
Yeah, it is like that. You feel me? So yeah, you almost definitely do your research on CERN and the operations on CERN. They say the reason why we is even at war with Venezuela and Iran and everything like that. They say we're good searching for the stargates, the last final stargates. Yeah, that's another rabbit hole for you conspiracy theorists to go hit.
Yeah,
Really,
because people gain knowledge from those.
yeah.
And what are people expecting? People are expecting all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about control and power. And I don't even understand that shit. They're just, you know what I'm saying? And if half of the conspiracy shit is true, you know what I'm saying? The people, the green, gray, blue, whatever beings, you know what I'm saying? Half of them want to kill us. Half of them want to save the planet. So either way it go, you know what I'm saying? And they are basically uh from my knowledge and from what I can think, they are basically the superior species.
Well, they got some up there that's claiming that's what they are and everything like that. But the crazy thing is about this surge. Do you know they finna turn it off? It's they're contracted every so many 20 years and every so many different to turn off and turn on. They get contracted to turn on and turn off type shit. You feel me? So like on the 29th of July, they will be turning it back off for a time. I'm not sure how long before they turn it back on and get to messing with the anti gravity and matter again and everything like that. So to me, it seems like you know what I mean. They know when they're gonna wake up a cast of people. You know what I mean. And when they gonna shut down, it's crazy how they are operating. Everybody got to go do your research on CERN,
Bro.
CERN. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And figure out about it. Do your own investigation to get your own understanding and everything like that. You feel me? But yeah, that shit is crazy, brother.
Hey, we are a zoo. Either way, if you want to think about it in the alien terms, like we are the zoo for aliens, if it's like that, you know what I'm saying? Or we are the zoo for the families, people in power, whatever else not you want to call it. The people, the people that have the power. Okay,
Hey, why I
we
actually
are
say
due to them. Either way, we are a case study. That's why people get studied, places get studied, things get studied, and just people just don't know about it. And
exactly,
we're
exactly.
experimenting.
And and like they got like in a couple of days, I believe on the 29th, or it might have been yesterday or something like that, or real soon, or a couple that just passed. They had something called a strawberry moon. They got crazy elements right now. We got solar flares. That's they say these solar flares come and interrupt the internet, but these solar flares really come and intercept the brain waves and wake up the people type shit. The waking up the data, the brain, the computer in your goddamn brain and waking up a lot of people type shit. You feel me? So they say the same thing we had all these earthquakes, the world the Earth was actually hit with a level 5 geometrical storm type shit, like a solar wave that came in, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Hit us with a little bit more power, yeah, a little bit more
Yeah.
juice, like you was talking about and everything like that. So they've been studying, they understand what we just have been so you know what I mean, misidentified. We don't even know what the fuck is left or right, right or left, up or down. You know what I mean? We don't know if we're African, African American,
See,
Negro, Black. You know what I mean? We don't know what the
I'm,
hell our identity is. We have an identity crisis, so we can for sure
mhm.
not, you know what I mean, dig into our true inner powers. You know what I mean? How they got us all scrambled up. So y'all
Inner
just, you know,
power.
do your
You got my
research.
head so fucked up right now with all the shit you said. You got my fucking scientific brain on. Oh my ADHD brain is going haywire in the back. I'm sorry that I interrupted you. I really am. But with all the
That's what
shit that
we
you
do.
just said, you got my ADHD brain in the background going so fucking haywire. And the only
Click.
thing I can say to that, only thing I can say to that is, why do I feel right now like a total motherfucking like I don't know how to describe the feeling I'm feeling right now, but with everything that just wrapped up and flopped me upside my head in the back of my fucking ADHD brain, why do I feel like all these damn stupid movies that people think are fake is preparation for something?
It's all in the movie. Shouts out to the Maverick Effect. They got some shirts that state that exact same statement. It's always in the movies. You know, the CIA in Hollywood has been contracted, working hand in hand, fist to fist, ever since television has been invented. So everything that you see in Hollywood with the movies and how they put all of this shit in our faces in the movies before they
Yeah.
release it, it's letting you know it's just real
Yeah,
facts of
so
life.
people don't overreact. That's
It's
what
real
that is.
truth. You better be paying attention because they be showing us what they gonna do. It's like a guilt thing. You gotta
No,
let us know what they gonna
listen.
do. Sometimes legally before they do
No,
it. It's somewhere
no.
written or in a movie or in a book somewhere. Everything that's going on because everything it's nothing new under the sun right now. All of this shit is repeat and repeat and a repeat. You know what I mean? So
It's this. You want me to prove it to you? You want me to prove your point?
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
You want me to prove it's this? And want me to prove the point? It's the same thing that you and I are saying? And I can explain it real quick. A person that's afraid of dogs, how do you show them that not to be afraid of dogs? You show them a dog, right? A small dog. Then you show them a little bit bigger dog. Then you show them a little bit bigger dog than that. And then you, at the end, you show them the biggest dog you can show them. And by the end, they should be desensitized. Aha, people. Thinking
Ooh,
cap.
that's deep. That was deep. We are sensitive as hell. You know what I mean? And
They can't
I
open the
blame
can of worms. It's not good to open the can of worms if the people ain't ready to go fishing.
hey,
Damn, I like that one. It
hey,
ain't good to open the can of worms if the people ain't ready to go fishing.
sound
There
like
you
a
go.
t-shirt, a bumper sticker coming soon, motherfuckers. Y'all need to look
Exactly.
out for that. You feel
Put
me?
some
And
on your put that some shit on your refrigerator.
that'll segue us into the next topic. You know what I mean? Grand Theft Auto. I'm playing Grand Theft Auto for all of this. Got no, not all of it. You know what I mean? But the television, the video games, you know what I mean? The programming has programmed these people's brain, and they lost it and flipping and tripping. You know what I mean? Like they got Grand Theft Auto 6. Finally, the myth has been busted. You know what I mean? It's the final video game for Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out on November 19th. Everybody got this motherfucking day marked on their calendars. I should know why the fuck this video game is coming out like it's something
I didn't
important.
know.
You know what I mean? I'm not planning on buying it. You know what I mean? But do you know how many people bought pre-sales of this video game that's not even coming out with a physical disc? You know what I mean? It's not no
Mhm.
physical copy. It would be a download to your system. So why the fuck are we buying pre-sales? You know what I mean? And buying it early. Well, what the fuck are we getting? It ain't nothing accessible early that we should program. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's bro. Back in the day, that shit that you see in the movies where they put goggles on people and show people certain shit for a certain amount of time and play music and shit like that. That shit is for real. And that's the shit that happens to us in TV. They even proved that shit. That they showed commercials where they had words flash like for like a quarter of a second or like a millisecond every so often. And if you can only see it if you slowed it down to a certain speed, and then you can watch it, that they would flash a word like buy our product or the name brand or some shit like that. And if that shit happens so much, subconsciously going blink, 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 eventually your brain is going to catch on to it. Just
Hey,
like with
like
the goggles and the videos and the people that be putting, you know what I'm saying, with that type of shit.
just like in that one movie, I believe it was like Ocean's 13. They put like a 13 in like so many goddamn places for this person to
Yeah,
see. So by the time they got to wherever the fuck they had to do, you know what I mean? The decision that they had to make was to pick a number
it's
13.
subconscious.
They had put that 13 in their face so many times that they didn't even know of.
Yep,
They oh,
subconscious.
you know what I mean? Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
That's that
crazy.
subconscious shit. That's that subliminal shit that people be getting, and people ain't aware of it because everybody thinks this is joking. Like the Germans. The Germans got a perfect thing for that. They go, come. I swear that shit irks me so hard. It's like in the States when people go, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't real. It ain't like that. You're tripping. You're tripping. That's the Germans. Ach komm. Bro, that shit is, I can't deal with that shit. Like, how can you be that belligerent? How can you be that ignorant and that blind? I'm sorry, but I can't do it. That shit been irking me for years. I be telling people like that all the time. Because the Germans are notorious for that shit. That's their mentality. That's why they be getting manhandled by everybody over here and abused. And I'm sorry, that's another subject, but I had to say that because you know how I am, and I had to get it off my ADHD chest.
Yeah, it's a lot of sheep definitely out here. There's good working bees. Just, you know
Yep,
what I mean? It's just going with the flow,
yep,
doing what
and
they
that's
told
doing too much.
you,
You
getting
can't
mad
let
when they
people
told
do
to
it.
get mad, getting sad when they told to get sad type shit.
Yep,
They don't understand it
yeah,
type shit. They're so stuck in the matrix, it irks my fucking brain. It's like when you put them goggles on, you just can't turn them off type shit. You just seeing
yeah,
shit that you ain't even trying to see now. You know what I
yep.
mean? So it's most definitely crazy. And the people, Grant their father got them to lose their mind. On November 19th, do you know it's businesses that's already planning, like they're shutting down their business for the day because they know all their employees is gonna call out. So they already planning ahead for this goddamn drop, for this goddamn video game type shit. You know what I mean? It's I don't
And that's
know, bro. You're
ridiculous.
not into video games and gaming like that, so you wouldn't understand the praise that these crazy motherfuckers is going through right now. You feel me? But what's your thoughts on
Well,
this wave?
I know something like that about how people are because what I learned over here in Germany, I don't know if the other European countries are like that, but I'm pretty sure that they are. But there's people over here where you know when certain teams play soccer games, they ain't gonna be at work. That's the same type of shit. Same type of
Exactly.
shit. And I'm sorry, that's like people over here in Germany. It's easy to go to the doctor and get sick. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is I'm sick, and you get a sick slip, and you get paid. You know, people abuse that shit. When I mean they abuse it, they abuse it. And it's not like your boss treats you shitty. You be like, I'm gonna teach my boss a lesson. I'm just gonna go, sick for that 1 day or 2 days. You know what I'm saying? And teach them a lesson that they need me. Whatever. You can do some shit like that to get back at your boss. But there's other motherfuckers. They literally, oh, I'm lazy. I'm going to the doctor. What's wrong with you? I'm sick. And the doctor writes you sick for a week. Some doctors over here even ask you how long you think you're gonna be sick.
Nigga, goddamn, like, well, how long you need? Need a month? Need 2 weeks? That's
Bro,
crazy.
bro. And for me, I mean, sometimes you need that shit. You need a physical, mental break or whatever else. Not, and it's good to have doctors. You know what I'm saying? That are really, if you're sick and you got problems, they're really gonna help you and do your shit. But there's other doctors, just like people, they abuse shit, and those type, man, that shit ain't even cool. Like I had to change doctors a couple times because motherfuckers, I went to the doctor. Niggas didn't even really ask me what I wanted. They directly asked me, well, how long are you gonna be sick? I'm like, bitch, you don't even know what the fuck I got. You know what I'm saying? I might be here to ask you a couple questions and then leave.
He said they ain't here to heal you. They're here to diagnose you and get paid from that
Yeah,
diagnosis type shit.
yeah,
That's the fucked up thing about these doctors.
yeah.
Yeah.
And as we know, we're cattle to the doctors. You know what I'm saying? But at least stateside, bro, you got the safety of if you fuck up, you gonna be paying me. And motherfuckers really want to do their best work. so they can make even more money. They ain't trying to fuck up because they could always get another job, but they want to do the best work because then they can make more money because they can say I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? Over here, you topped out at a certain thing. There is no nothing like that, and you're over here. You're really literally like cattle. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have private insurance, bro, fuck you.
Well, it's like that across the world, obviously, type shit. You know what I mean?
Shit, some places are better, worse.
Giving out free all of that good shit. You know what I mean? You know, Obama
Mhm.
came to knock you down. You know what I mean? So, oh no.
Everybody
If
got free healthcare here too.
well, we got Obamacare, shit like that here still. We got like the welfares. But if you don't have
Not like
private
here.
insurance, if you're not gonna live, your fucking arms are still gonna get cut off. You're not gonna get the work
Yep.
that you really truly need, type shit. And they say it's even horrible in Nevada. A lot of people leave Nevada for anything medical and go back to California because you
Mhm.
get real work.
Yep.
They claim shit. A lot of people go to Mexico. They say fuck the states, period.
Yep.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
over here it's not like that bad. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the doctor over here. They'll actually do their job and shit. They'll work on you. You know what I'm saying? And more than likely they'll do a good job. But it's like if you don't have private insurance, you basically got to think you getting treated like a factory. You know what I'm saying? They want you in and out like a car shop as fast as possible. You know, like they changing tires, that type of shit. Not a regular car shop where they doing body work and they want to keep it for a long time. No, you getting your oil changed, your tires changed. That means you paying a certain set price in and out as fast as possible. And that's basically how the German shit is with the fucking with the medical shit. You get actually help and you get good shit and this and that and it's free. And compared to stateside, it's probably leveled up. You know what I'm saying? In between y'all and good healthcare and bad healthcare, but
Yeah,
it's still you see a difference in how they treat you. You know what I'm saying? And how they treat a private patient. Boy, that shit be irking me. I seen that shit with a little kid. Whew.
yeah. Yeah, that shit is crazy. So they say this goddamn video game got people predicted to be quitting their jobs and everything. You feel? Do you feel there's anything in life that important
Well,
to?
if it to them people that important, it is what it is. People are stupid, and there's nothing that important. Oh man, why do you stay up late at night?
Because it's hot right
Yeah.
now.
So you can't sleep now. Okay. Now, what is there to do late at night? Why should you be up for no reason?
So, that's when I do my most best creating,
If you're working
the
or doing
creative
something,
flows.
that's something different. But if you're literally, I'm talking about, you got it right. You're doing something. It's like working. Now, I ain't gonna explain too much. I'm just gonna say something what I think. This is my opinion, not the world's opinion. So people keep your bitches on. If you ain't working and have a job in the middle of the night, why are you up?
Hey,
It's
for real.
okay. It's okay to go party sometimes. Everybody has a right to go have fun and do shit, but why do it every single night? So, if you ain't fucking on something in the middle of the night, why the fuck are you up? If you ain't tending to your kids in the middle of the night, why the fuck are you up? Now, if you have a night job, then the same goes for you the opposite way in the daytime. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be working and doing this and that. That's your job. You know,
Hey,
why are you up in the middle? For me, I'm a day person, so why am I up in the middle of the night? You ain't gonna catch me up in the middle of the night unless I'm sick, taking care of my kids, I'm working, or I'm fucking on something. And the only thing I'm fucking on now is my hand. People say, this is the type of person I am. I don't shame myself. Gotcha. And
hey,
that's
hey,
what it
see,
is. In the middle of the night, what you doing?
ladies and gentlemen, he wanted me to come with the pause. You know what I mean?
That is a
But
half
I'm
a
gonna leave that
considerable
alone.
thing.
I'm gonna leave that alone today. You know what I mean? But yeah. Oh man.
No, because you could have said pause to that. That you could have said pause to because I initiated some things about my genitals which ain't normal. But I'm not normal, so I'm gonna say what the fuck I think. Now, if you thought anything else than that, you know what I'm saying, except for ick, that motherfucker got a problem, and you thought some gay shit, well then gay thoughts to your pause. Okay, now, then again, I just said what I did. I'm a man just like what do they people do in jail? Exactly. You beat your meat. Shut the fuck up. Everybody done did it. Now, uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Now, yeah.
ass. Yeah, but yeah, shouts out to the people out there that's gonna be losing their job, losing their relationships, losing friendships, losing sleep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because you're addicted to a game like a drug.
hey, and when bros was talking about that nighttime shit, that is real because energy and everything is real, and the freaks really do come out at night.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
sometimes you gotta watch some of the people that is just down during the day and up during the night. You might be them
Yep.
damn vampires, the blood suckers, or something like that. I'm not sure. You feel me?
All I know is I'm very suspicious of people that do not have a night job and are up at night, and the
Oh
people that are out wandering the streets. Because, like I say, that's not tending to your kids. That's not having sex. That's not doing something productive or anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So, what are you doing? You're doing probably something you shouldn't be doing. So,
hey,
stay
hey,
away.
hey, bros, I'm gonna pop you out. Your sound is messed up again. I'm gonna pop you out to pop you back in. We're gonna get to our
All
next
right, do
topic.
that.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we just working with the hello, hello, hello.
Hello, 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 hello.
Shit.
Is it messed up again?
There you go. You're back, brother. You're back in action.
Yeah. See, I think
You're
I just
back.
had to adjust my voice that my phone thinks that something. I don't know.
Boy, that's
I'll be
that
having
goddamn smart
issues.
technology. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
AI type shit. You feel me? Do you know how crazy AI is? AI is
yeah.
starting its own religion, bro. You know what I mean? It's starting
Hey,
its own religion and it's hiring actual people, giving them actual people jobs that promote their religions, bro. What the
how much
fuck?
money they paying?
I don't fucking know.
I'll promote it, but only if I can promote my opinion to it. I'll tell them if you want to do it, please, you're more than welcome to do it and join this one. I'm telling you, I will literally let the people know, do what you got to do, but I'm gonna tell you, you stupid body while you're doing it. But I ain't gonna talk you out of it.
Hey, if I got the freedom to do it, I sign me up also. You ain't lying, bro. That's real talk. I like your goddamn thought process. You know what I mean? You can't beat, you gotta join them. But that's crazy how AI I don't know if it's gonna be
All I
running
know
the
is
world
I
real soon.
seen what my iPhone did with my pictures. And like I say, I'm like a illiterate dinosaur. I'm only 45, but it seems like with certain things, my brain is reacting to things like with technology and my phone. Like I'm 80 or 90 years old. Like I'm trying to read a book at 80 or 90. Like everything is slow motion, and I'm trying to figure shit out, even though I know what's going on. I
Yeah.
took pictures of some shit, and I'm looking at my picture, and I'm like, and I moved my phone a little bit, and I'm like, hey, what the fuck is this? I look at my
Hey,
phone. I was like, is my phone broken? And I move my phone, and I'm like, oh hell no! And it was some kind of 3D picture,
hey, for real. See, in the
and
old
I
nigga
didn't even try
defense,
to do that,
in the old nigga defense, brother. You know what I mean?
bro.
I got to defend you with that one there, because anything technical, I call my son, my oldest son. Hey, tech, come in. I need
Yep.
you to come put this work in for me, please. And when I gotta explain anything uh technical for my father or any of the generations above us, it's like they don't even want to even try to understand that shit.
That's my
So
brain.
to them, it's like trying to explain this to a rock. It is I gotta have a lot of this goddamn ganja to be able to complete the goddamn mission sometimes. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, exactly, exactly. Because boy, that shit is, as my old friend used to say, crucial. That shit is crazy. That shit is straight crazy. Because how can something so simple be that damn hard? You know what I'm saying? Just like some things that are hard are really simple. No, when it's the
Hey,
other way around, it's
I
fucked
was
up.
gonna say it's really not hard, but it is, but it ain't, but it is, but it's crazy. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
mind f- for sure. You know what I mean?
bro.
uh,
I'm sitting there literally tripping because I took a picture of one of my one of my buds, and then the bud is moving. I'm like, what the fuck? Am
Oh,
I
was it
tripping? I thought I
dancing?
was like, am I hallucinating again? I was like, it's been 26 years since I've been on any kind of drugs. Am I hallucinating? What's going on, man? I started looking
Bro,
up and around, like, y'all seeing this shit? I looked at my friend. I said, bro, I said, tell me I'm not tweaking. Please tell me I'm not tweaking.
was it dancing? Was you playing music to it? Was you talking sweet to it? You know what I mean? You know, you talk, you're planting them positive vibes and play
Yeah,
that
but
music. They get to dancing and shit, man. That shit's
it's
it's a lot.
weird.
Your plants are a
It's a
lot.
weird, but not on a picture. I was like, no, this is too much for me. I started laughing. I had to ask my friend to show him my phone. I said, please tell me you see this shit moving too.
He
And he
said, but
said,
not on
yeah, man,
the
that's a new iPhone. That's like a
picture.
3D thing. I said, okay. All right, cool. So I'm not tripping and I'm straight. Cause I was like, I thought my brain might be broken because I know I hit my head a few times, been hit in the head a few times, got kicked in the head a few times, fell on my
Oh,
head a bunch of times.
oh, I
So
understand. You got your new iPhone 25. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
and that
you
was
got
way too far
the little
off.
motion before the picture and all of that. Yeah, okay, okay, okay.
And that shit had my brain. I thought I was on drugs or something, and I was no. That nope,
Yeah,
nope. That was too much for my old brain,
that's that 2027 crap. You know what I mean?
bro. That was too much.
But bro,
It's like with the people fucking with the planet. Stop.
it, please and fast and thank you for us. You know what I mean? But bro, do you know it's a good thing we moved out of California?
Yeah,
Do you
cause shit
know
never got better.
it never got better? Do you know 100K a year working earning 100K a year is considered low income in California, bro?
What do those weird people do? I heard that shit today. My brain went. I was like, I mean, I knew you had to have money in California, but I was like, what the fuck? And did that turn into the new New York or some shit? You know what I'm saying? Because I know prices go up, inflation, this and that, and blah blah blah. But how the fuck can a studio apartment cost over $2,000 or $3,000 when people ain't making more than minimum wage? And then with a certain amount of hours, if you think it all up in your head, it's like their whole base pay is already only like 2 or 3 thousand a month for the
I
whole
think
entire paycheck.
I think a bill just passed for minimum wage to be pushing $25 an hour in the state of California.
Yeah, and
Shit,
how
y'all
many
heard
hours do you work a month? That's 160 hours. And after you do the taxes, I don't know how the taxes with y'all are, but if you
bro,
making,
they got federal, California got federal and state. See, in Nevada, we only got federal, but they got federal
yeah,
and state.
see
So
what I'm
it's a
saying?
little harsher.
And if I do the math, like if I do it in Germany, if I think like that, you know what I'm saying, $25 an hour. Over here, minimum wage is I think like 13 or 14 an hour now. You know what I'm saying? But if I do the math, that means you work 100 hours, you get 2,500. You know what I'm saying? So another 60 hours will be half of that. So it would be another 1,200. That means you getting about 3,250 around that, you know, average somewhere around there, plus minus a little bit more, a little bit less. And over here in Germany, you'd be getting out that's approximately, you know what I'm saying, the salary of the people and around me and this and that, blah, blah. And you'd be getting out about 2,000, 2,200, maybe 2,300. It depends on if you're married and this and that with your tax bracket. So our studio apartments over here, like mine, this one costs 650 euros a month with everything. Now in California, with my check, with my 2,200 after taxes, I can still live a little bit here in Germany. You know what I'm saying? And I got debt. I got debt where I got to pay too, and I'm still living cool. Now in California, if you already paying 2,000 for your fucking apartment, you know what I'm saying? How the fuck are you gonna live working a
Man,
normal job?
hey, gas, $7 a gallon out there. Food,
Yeah.
extremely
How
high
are you
out
gonna travel to work?
there. Ain't nothing cheap in California except for the grass, probably. That's
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. That's one of the realest shits fucking you can say right about now. That's probably the cheapest shit in California right now is the weed, the cannabis. I'm sorry, my medicine.
oh man, that's crazy.
But
That's
it's everywhere. That's and everywhere is all the big cities are gentrifying. They're doing that shit over here in Germany. I had to show a friend of mine uh, a place called the Goetheplatz. You know what I'm saying? And the Goetheplatz, when I first got to Germany, motherfuckers was telling me you got to be careful when you go to Götterplatz, and I'm thinking in my head like, y'all motherfuckers what? I got to be careful. I said, man, if y'all motherfuckers only knew, I ain't tripping. Oh, that's just right. And I get there, I'm looking around, I'm like, the fuck is this shit? This is
Oh, hey,
one of
so
the worst places. Are you
have they
serious?
ever have they ever seen like Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society or South Central or any of these
Yeah,
movies?
but they think that's movies. They
They think it's
believe that they believe it's real, but they don't believe it's real like that. They believe really it's just like it's only Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? That's it. They don't believe every single state has ghettos, white ghettos, black ghettos, Mexican ghettos. This, you know what I'm saying? Slums. They don't understand all that. They just think black people, LA, this and that. It's like people over there think Hitler's still here. Same type of shit. Same type of shit. And just like
Yeah,
the foreigners, the people that are like my age and a little bit older, they have kids, bro. Their identity with black people is ghetto movies. And they think literally every single black person is like that. You could be the most educated, most white, cracker barrel white black person you could ever be, from the best family, you could be a millionaire, whatever else not. And I swear that if you say this black person is coming, their first impression is Ice Cube from fucking Boys in the Hood or was walking through the door, or Old Dog, you know what I'm saying, from Menace. That's what they got walking through the door.
so that stereotypical propaganda that really programmed the people in the world type shit,
They
huh?
don't know any better. Just like people in the States don't know any better how Europe is and how they think that Europe is still built like old and ancient and this and that, and we don't have technology and all kind of shit. Bro, come on, man. How the fuck are we talking from Germany to America? You know what I'm saying? Over the damn telephone. Like niggas in India have iPhones and shit. So what the fuck in Africa and everywhere? So how do come on, man? People, that's what I'm saying. Some people are so stupid and belligerently stupid. I don't understand certain shit because if we have all this type of things everywhere, how can you still think that there are places, unless it's like somewhere in the middle of the rainforest where the people do not want to be contacted, where they're like, we're gonna kill whoever comes, unless it's a place like that, they've seen pictures, they've seen technology, they've seen telephones, they've seen TVs, they know about everything. You know what I'm saying? The whole world is, they know about the news. Niggas don't watch the news. They don't see what happened in 2025. So how the fuck can you still think that certain shit is going on when you know for a fact it isn't, and you just ain't even trying to check to see if you're right or wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. They just going for whatever they hear. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I hear it. I believe it.
Hey,
Yeah.
with the goggles, that's the same type of shit. With the goggles, getting programmed, same shit. Just a little bit different. Apples and bananas and blueberries. They're all fruits, people.
Yeah.
Fruits.
Yeah. They got on them sheeps. They got on them sheep lenses. Oh, that's crazy. Damn. Oh
The
shit.
Germans, they have a saying. You act like a horse that has the blinds on when you run. When the horse runs with blinds on, you know what I'm saying? The racehorse, they have blinders on, they only can see straight. So that
Yeah.
means they trying to do shit but look around. The normal horse has eyes, it can see everywhere, and that's why you see it do this and do whatever else, not when they're running around. But they say you're acting basically like a racehorse with your lenses on and you're only seeing straight. And the saying is in German, du benimmst dich wie ein Pferd mit Scheuklappen an. You're acting like a horse with the blinders on.
Yeah, exactly. All right, with that being said, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna turn the ties right now. You know what I mean? We're gonna
Like
go
the
into
earth is turning.
some music and some shit like that. You know what I mean? Bro, who you got, man? You know what I mean? First off, you got Tupac or Biggie. You know what I mean?
Well, if we're going like
Who was
what's
your
his name?
favorite artist?
If
Who
we're
you
going
think
like what's his name show, I would have to drink to that.
is
Yeah, because I like both. I would have to smoke to that. I'm gonna have to smoke to that. I gotta make me a mix right quick. I'm gonna have to smoke. So I owe one smoke for that because it's in the me. That's the middle. I like them both, and you can say what you want to. I ain't got no kind of animosity, no kind of racism, no kind of nothing against people except for that when people have something against me. And neither one of them had nothing against me. And I can say my opinion. I like them both the same, but for different reasons. But if you want it to certain other shit, you can put it in different categories, then I can give you different answers. But for my opinion, if you ask me who I like more, I like them both the same, but I heard Tupac more.
That's only, you know what I mean. That's would be for sure understandable considering us coming from the West Coast and Pac planted his most of his seeds in the West Coast, and
Yep.
especially with Pac having ties to, you know what I mean, Richmond, California. You feel me? So it's kind of, so with that being said, my answer might be kind of biased. You know what I mean? You know, I got to roll with Pac. You feel me? Even
Yep.
though, you know what I mean, Pac musically talented. Yeah, he was musically more inclined. You know what I mean? He was more talented. You know what I mean? As far as just an all
Yeah.
around trainer. You know what I mean? He was a more, he was our Malcolm X of our generation. You know what I mean? Or Nipsey Hussle,
Mhm.
Malcolm X, or a revolutionary. You know what I mean?
That's why I
So
said different reasons.
yeah. Most definitely. The only reason why I really can't rock with Biggie, and it's not because of, you know, I was a Tupac fan, Bad Boy Killer, Jay Z died too, not because we was programmed to hate the East Coast during the West Coast East Coast feud, not because of Diddy being that diddler and being on his files and going to jail for all and everything like that. You feel me? You know what I mean? It's like once I learned the history of Biggie Smalls, shouts out to the Notorious Big. You feel me? If he would have got a chance to really get away from Diddy, I think he would have really got a chance to really be a real true artist and let his craft really fly and let his wings really soar type shit. You know what I mean? Because up under Bad Boy and Diddy, you know what I mean? He was constructed to be exactly what he was. You know what I mean? They painted the picture. They found the identity. You know what I mean? That they stole from an artist from Memphis. You know what I mean? Y'all can go and look this up. How Notorious Big. It was actually a big Notorious from Memphis that
Yeah, yeah.
actually had Notorious's first song. The Big Biggie, his big first hit actually came from this artist in Memphis also. You know what I mean? So
I have a small interjection, if I may.
go ahead.
Yes, and I heard that snippet of the song, and I heard the dude. The beat was a little bit different. It was the
Yep.
same type of flow, and that's what I can say is it's like I say the chameleon about rap. Like I could listen to some shit, and I could, you know what I'm saying, do some shit like that. Uh, it was shady. I guess you could say that you stole somebody's shit and beat them to the punch or whatever else. Not, but if you listen to the song and the words that the one song had and the words that the Biggie was saying, it's not the same words. It was the same exact flow to the beat and everything.
You
That's
know, you can't exactly. You got to change the words up. Where he ain't, you know, wasn't in Memphis and it wasn't in that time. It was a little different, so he had to, you know, enhance it to fit his. You know what I mean? But you know, that's still right infringement and copyright
yeah.
infringement.
That's being
Same thing
shady.
with the music industry. This is how national mainstream artists do it. They will find a regional artist that might not have a big buzz that they know, oh, this sound right here is gonna
Hmm.
hit. It's just how artists do it. Chanel West Coast stole one of my songs. Goddamn, David Banner stole my boy Keyshawn Music songs, and I could keep going and keep going and keep going. That's just how the music industry is. We got
Yep.
Drake right now having backlash about. You know what I mean? How he just did this big album release and did this song "Too Hot for the Radio." That was a big Mac Dre uh,
Yeah.
tribute and
Hell
everything.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Tell me
but
something good. I remember that shit from Mac Dre. So what the nasty? But Drake, he already got caught for biting a whole bunch of shit.
that's what these artists do. You know what I mean? That's how they stay alive and shit like that. They could kind of give you could credit it two different ways. You could credit it as Drake is, you know what I mean, spreading the legacy for Mac Drake. You know what I mean? He went and even got Pilo from the Bay Area. You know what I mean? From HBK, I am super.
Hmm.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? Produced the track. You know what I mean? Mac Dre's mama co-signed it, is getting paid. The estate is getting paid royalties from the track. You know what I mean? So you could contribute to Drake, you know what I mean, spreading the legacy. But
Yep.
Drake also knows how to take these regional sounds and blow them up worldwide for his benefit. And that's how he's been staying alive. You know what I mean? And then it go like, yeah, shouts out to the young artists. They putting on the young artists, but are they really, you know what I mean, extorting the young artists, using the young artists for their benefit? But if the young artists could take that big feature and build a clout from it, also, it's all beneficial. So it's just a tipsy turvy game and how you use and utilize, you know what I mean, these resources, the opportunities, or whatever access that it might be at that situation or time. It's crazy when it comes
Yeah,
to the
but
business. You know what I mean?
people be abusing their power and be abusing too much shit. And what I don't understand is to this day why people got to be so fucking greedy. And I mean, uh, if I can make 1 million with my friends every motherfucking week, you know what I'm saying? Or let's say I make 1 million a month, but my friends help me, you know. And it was my idea and my shit or whatever else. Not, but I couldn't do it without them. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's my idea, my thing. I should get a little bit more money. Now, if I'm making 1 million every month with some people, they should be happy if I pay them 20 G's a month. If I got 4 people or 5 people, that's only 100,000. I get to keep 900,000. You know what I'm saying? And them motherfuckers are still happy as shit because they getting 20 G's a month no matter what we doing.
For real.
But
And I
for
see a lot of
me, for me, I wouldn't, I couldn't come to terms with that because even if it's my idea and my shit, if you guys are helping me and you guys are damn near in it as much as me, you know what I'm saying? If I can make that 1 million for us, and so I'm making the money for us, but I'm only paying y'all that much. If I'm not saving the money for y'all or gonna do something or invest some shit for y'all, for me, I'm not a good boss. I'm not a good person, and I should be shot because of course, everybody needs money. Everybody needs a lot of money. But without them, I wouldn't be making that money. So why am I only being so little? Why am I showing on so little appreciation? Now, would it hurt if I took from that 1,000,000, 500,000 and split that up between them? So everybody got 125,000 a month? And I got 500,000, I bet you they would be way more happy than, you know what I'm saying? Or if I took that 1 million and fucking with them 4 people and gave everybody two, you know what I'm saying? And then I took two, and then it was to everybody still, you know what I'm saying? Got the same amount of money, and 200,000 is enough for me. And if they're doing the same amount of work as me and everything, and then putting in at the end, you know what I'm saying, the amount of money and everything, just like I did in the beginning, why not share properly? You do it properly and accordingly. And if you're too greedy, yeah, you're going to be rich and other people are going to be fucked up. But that legacy, what you have, is not going to be cool. And eventually, you're going to die old and fucked up by yourself. And that money, you better bury yourself on it and then burn that shit so you can stay warm in hell.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, it don't even not nowadays. The new drug is not even money; it's clout. The motherfucker will do all of that just, you know what I mean. Clout is the new drug, bro. The extreme measures that people will take just for the levels of clout, and there's no money even involved, is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Hey, without the force.
Germany, perfect example. All the TikTokers and the Instagrammers, they break cardinal rules. They break cardinal rules, and I can give it a breakdown on how it will be in the stateside equivalent. And I want you to give me the rundown on what would happen. Now, all the big bad thugs and gang members are basically saying, I'm gonna kill you on live, fuck your mom, fuck your sister, fuck this, fuck your family. They're saying some of them even going so far as saying, "I'd fuck you, fuck your dead mom," and all kind of real dumb, wild shit, and saying certain words over here in Germany where normally it's an instant fight and shit like that. But then the people are talking about let's meet up, and then they don't meet up. So that's basically saying a Crip is telling the Blood all kind of ups, you know what I'm saying, shit like derogatory shit that you shouldn't say. I ain't even gonna say it. I ain't even gonna say no dumb shit like that. I'll say some dumb racist shit, but I'm sorry, you is not gonna catch me on live
We,
saying
we
any
got
kind of bad shit about.
we
Uh-uh.
got we got the same shit out here, bro. That's just like Charleston White. He disrespect everybody up under the sun. Everybody kids, everybody dead, living. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? That's
yeah,
like Charleston White type of motherfucker.
yeah, but that's different. That's like if they're playing with each other, that's one thing. But I'm talking about these are supposedly like real people. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be like if real gang members be talking shit on live in front of each other on the set, and ain't nobody doing nothing. They ain't fighting. They ain't shooting. They ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Like they dissing the dead homies and all kind of shit in front of them. Basically, that type of level, and nothing happens.
It's a lot of entertainment like that going on out here for sure. You know what I mean? But it's a
They do
lot of
that
people.
too.
It's a lot of people that's bullshit and doing bullshit like that. But it's a lot of people dying behind that shit also out there for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people dying behind that type of shit. You feel me?
So they lucky over here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Because they
y'all,
doing all kind of shit for fame, dog. They've talked about people's dad's kids and all kind of shit, and I'm like, bro, there's certain levels to where even I know even stateside, there's certain shit you could say to where you just ain't going. You shouldn't go there. You shouldn't talk about nobody's dead people. You know what I'm saying? Or people at all that was loved ones or anything like that, or handicapped or any, you know what I'm saying, or gang member type shit, dead homies. You don't do it. You just don't.
well,
And
for
that's the type they do over here.
anybody that's on this internet, you know what I mean? Let me be the first one to let you know. You is not staying your ass in the house 24/7. You be going outside, you will be spotted. You can't be touched.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
If you
So
can be
just
seen, you can be touched, people, just like he said.
yeah, just humbly, respectfully carry yourself, you know what I mean? The proper factors. You won't have to worry about any bullshit. You know what I mean? Your opinion is your opinion, and you are entitled to that. So just keep it real. You know what I mean? And live your life, do your thing. I ain't telling nobody what the fuck to do, what not to do. You know what I mean? Y'all keep pumping it up, goddamn it. And give me something to talk about. You feel me? For
Yep.
real,
Give
for
me
real.
some shit to talk about so I can be talking shit about y'all.
Yeah, but
And
it's
I
hard
just
to.
took a smoke break that I owed.
Yeah. We like to talk shit and giggle with it, you know what I mean? Laugh about you goofy fucks, you know what I mean? So hey, you know what I
Yep.
mean? I'm just saying. I'm
Just
just
like
saying.
y'all motherfuckers laughing at me in the polka dot tank top. Catch that.
Hey, hey, bro, it's hot out there. He got a nigga rocking a polka dot tank top. I'm like, damn, bro. You
Yep.
know what I mean? I ain't noticed how raw that tank top was until you said that type shit. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Shouts out to the polka dots, the tank top, and the 86 degrees it is in his house. And that heat wave, that El Nino is coming to attack Mainz, Germany. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Did I say it right?
Yep. And it's
Uh,
still check.
maybe. Yeah,
And it's still that hot in here. It's still 85 degrees and 30 degrees in German temperature. Whew.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
That's
this is heat. That's what that's devil toenails hot.
devil's toenails hot. Yeah, that's a different one right there. That's a different
Yep.
type of heat. You know what I mean? Don't dig your goddamn claws in the bar back with them toenails. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
but bro, I got another quick question for you. You know what I mean? This one we gon' I need an opinion on this one and shit like that. Cause you got kids also. You know what I mean? I have kids and I'm watching all of these the youth of America, you know what I mean, playing with all these guns and everything like that. So my question to you is,
I'm
do
here.
we
I'm listening.
do we teach the youth? I'm trying to think of a way to really construct this question. You know what I mean? Because this is a really a controversial. situation. You know what I mean? I got pros, cons about it, and I really just lost and trying to figure it out. That's where the dialogue needs to be had. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, should we teach the youth? You know what I mean? About guns, about weapons, about you know what I mean? The physics, the you know what I mean? The ins and outs. Maybe if we give them the information and the education on these tools early,
Oh.
they'll be able to use them properly and not abuse them and fall victim to society's, you know what I mean, the jail or whatever that misuse of these tools can bring to you type shit. You know what I mean? Like for example, I'm like, man, maybe if I were to teach my kids, how to, break the guns down, clean the guns, you know what I mean? Teach them the abrasive, you know what I mean? How to be able to defend themselves, not defend themselves from like a gun battle, but maybe if they need to disarm somebody or you know what I mean, teach them tacticals so they could maybe start uh, a weapons, you know what I mean, tactical training course or something like that. You know what I mean? But you know, putting these firearms in the hands of the youth that's lost and confused with these goddamn, music telling them to kill, 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 Grand Theft Auto showing them how to be criminals. You know what I mean? They might be taking this education and misusing it. So what do you feel about this situation and this topic? You know what I mean?
I feel about that situation and the topic, that shouldn't even be a topic.
Yeah.
Guns are there for safety. You don't need a gun to beat somebody's ass. If you can't take an ass whooping, don't run your mouth. Don't write a check that your ass can't carry. We learned that as children. And sometimes you get your ass beaten when you run your mouth. You
A
learn
lot
that
of
as a child.
a lot of
Why
these
you gotta
new
have a gun?
a lot of new
People,
age children didn't learn that, bro. A lot of fathers that was taken about the situations due to the stubbornness of the mothers just being pure out haters, pure out evil. You know what I mean? The system taking the fathers away. You know what I mean? The fathers just being dickheads and just being pure out evil. You know what I mean? Or whatever the situation is. So a lot of these kids growing up nowadays, they didn't get the fundamentals like us, bro. You know what I mean? So that's another reason why we might need to get in the proper training so they can properly use or properly know or understand what the uses of these tools can bring or you know what I mean? But continue though. I'm sorry to cut you off.
no, that ain't no problem. I was just waiting for you to finish so I could figure out what I'm gonna say to it. In one lump sum, all I got to say to that is that's kind of illogical to me. And I can explain why. Because just as much as you can teach your kid about a gun right now, you can teach your kid that he might get his ass whooped if he runs his mouth. And this is not to you, this is for everybody. My kids know weapons are a last resort. And I don't know why people consider weapons some type of sport or some kind of game when it's not, when you're playing God. That shit ain't cool.
Facts. You ain't got
And why? What is the point? And I mean, technically, you're kind of right, and which is the fucked up part about it, that you have to be right, that you live in, or that we live in a world where you have to teach. I had to give my daughter a knife. I had to
yeah.
literally give my daughter a knife, and my daughter does not leave the house without that knife or some kind of weapon because of the shit that's going on and because the world is the way it is. So I'm
How,
in the
how
middle.
old
I'm in the middle. Your opinion is right with what you're doing, but it's wrong. Just like me
how
giving my daughter a knife. It's
how old
wrong.
is
And it
your
shouldn't
daughter?
be like that.
How old is your daughter?
16.
Oh,
She's
okay.
16. She's going to be 17.
So I can understand where you're coming from. I can understand where you're coming from. And
Yeah,
me
but my daughter, I was already giving her weapons and trying to send her out the house with weapons a few years ago when she was 12, 13, 11, because of the way it was and because everybody has a weapon and because all these foreigners, these refugees come over here and think it's okay to rape people.
Yeah,
So I told
yeah.
my daughter straight up, you when some shit if some shit like that ever go down, this is what you're gonna do. And I told her how to handle her business. And I'm sorry that I had to do that. It shouldn't even be like that.
Hey, you did some moving, and your sound got scrambled again.
Yeah, because my phone is getting warmed up. That's why I'm holding that shit like this.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Is it
We
better
gonna wrap.
again?
Nah, it's still messed up. We gonna get ready to wrap it up though. But one thing I did want to say is, you know what I mean. See, my sons, I got two boys. You know what I mean, 15 and 13, and they are both athletic, healthy. You know what I mean, good fighters. You know what I mean, strong. You know what I mean? So I tell they asses because they want to beat everybody up. They want to punch everybody. I'm like, that's cool and all. You know what I mean? But it's better to be loved than hated. Y'all want to run around and punching on everybody and be hated. You know what I mean? It's better to be loved. You know what I mean? Than hated type shit. You feel me? Let me pull bros back in. He exited out. You know what I mean? Bros phone might have cut out, but we got bros right back in there.
Here,
Oh, yeah,
I'm back
yeah.
in action.
Back in action like he left some. You feel me?
Yep.
Sounded good and shit like that. But yeah, I would be telling them, bro, it's better to be loved than hated. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You want to be loved out here. Spread love. You know what I mean? Show love. You feel me? People that fight, I let their asses know. We running around there fighting because we don't know how to communicate. If you know how to communicate, you shouldn't have to be fighting. There's no way that, I mean, it is some factions that may cause physical, you know what I mean, violence and everything, physical what attraction and everything like that. But 8 times out of 10, you should be able to talk your situation down in a calmly manner. You know what I mean? I'm teaching them things that I never was taught. You know what I mean? Because we want them to be way better than we was, 10 times better and everything like that. So I most definitely preach to be loved and hated type shit. You feel me? I don't want them to run around and be tough guys. It's good that y'all are. But you ain't gotta promote it.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I'm sorry. Now I gotta interject again and interrupt that. But sometimes that's just you have to do that, and and that boils down to people again. If some people deserve a fucking ass whooping, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Some people deserve to get their motherfucking ass whooped, but
So, yeah, those facts.
there's rules of engagement, just like in war, just like in boxing and fighting. There's rules, there's referees, there's this, there's that. If you're whooping somebody's ass, if the motherfucker's on the ground, if he says okay, it's enough, then it's enough. Then you stop. Now, for you dumb motherfuckers that be on the ground, when you say okay, it's enough, and then the person stops, and then you get up and you try to do something to the person, then it's your own damn fault for getting fucked up like that. But if
Hey,
we can all learn shit, we can all go back to the fighting days, getting our asses whooped if need be, and then walking around the next day and be cool.
hey, let me
And if
tell
you
you.
want to fight again, you fight fair and you go head up, nothing from the back, from behind.
Hey, let me tell you a contradicting story about what I just was preaching to my kids: the love over hate type shit. You know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? Like my son, he get in a fight at school one day type shit. You know what I mean? A little boy, probably in a grade younger. No, I think he was in the same grade, but my son he's pretty, he's up there. King of the school type of up there. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He was boxing since he was 7 years old. When he was seven, he was knocking out 12 years old and 12-year-olds in the ring type shit. So his hands, that they a little bit more advanced. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So he get in a fight at school. You know what I mean? A boy, you know what I mean, push his ass like 7, 8, 9 times. You know what I mean? To swing on it. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, why you let that boy push you the first time he touched you? You should have known. He like, Dad, man. I'm like, man, he couldn't mess with me. I didn't want to do him like that. I told him. You know what I mean? But after the fifth
Get
one,
act accordingly. Yep.
so I'm like, and I'm mad that he took so long to dog walk the boy type shit. You know what I mean? But actually, he acted accordingly, and everything that I'm, you know what I mean, teaching is working like it's supposed to. But my simple minded ass, you know what I mean, was mad that I'm like, well, you should. You know what I mean? So it was crazy.
Hmm.
It was,
Yeah. I'm different now. Before, people used to be able to get in my face. Motherfuckers used to chest bump me and do all kind of shit while we're arguing and this and that, being real aggressive. Because I really let it come through. Like, you hit me first, then I can defend myself so I won't have no hard feelings. That's how I've been my whole life. That's why I
yeah,
either left shit alone, ran away, or I fought. When as soon as the people touched me, it was over. Then we fought. You know, it was just that. But in the beginning, I don't want no drama. I'm a nice, lovable, big teddy bear until I flip, and then it's different.
see, I got a story about that one also, but continue.
Go ahead.
See, now now we tell our kids also. That was my youngest son that went through that situation. My oldest son, I tell him also, I'm like, man, you don't start nothing. You don't run around to be no bully starting shit, but you finish everything. If somebody starts something with you, you be the finisher. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, but that worked it against, you know what I mean? That backfired on this type shit, bro. You know what I mean? So my other oldest son was uh papers. The teacher asked him to pick up the papers for the kids and everything like that. So he went to one young man. I guess this young man might have been having a bad day at home or something like that. No telling what this young man was going through. But my son approached him like, "Hey, I need your paper, Brandon." And Brandon wasn't done with the paper. He wasn't even responding. So my son cracked a little joke or something like that. You know what I mean? That Brandon wasn't feeling. You know what I mean? And so Brandon jumped up, choked my son. My son, in response, backed up from being choked. You know what I mean? Backed up and boop, 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 boop. He gave him like an 8 piece real quick. Beat the little boy to the left, the smithereens real fast. You know what I mean? The little boy didn't even see it coming, didn't know understand what was going on. Type shit, you feel me?
Knock the
Mind
Sonic rings out that boy.
He did. He did. Mind you, we didn't start it. We finished it. You know what I mean? But that from that, the school kicked my son out of school and charged him with a criminal battery charge, bro.
That's one thing I gotta say I
How the
love
fuck
about
did that
Germany.
happen?
Because you're in America.
Because we're in the fucking America. This shit's not built for this beautiful skin tone that we have.
I may hate the German laws and I may hate some of the shit that the German people be doing, but some of the shit over here I done did and some of the shit that my kids done did and done happen, I got a story too, the same exact story, something that's like that to tell you. But I'm gonna tell you what happened over here and how it went down. See, your side, you already knew it was assault and battery. It was a school type shit. That shit was gonna go down. Even though, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't the instigator, it don't matter. It was excessive force. End of story. You lost. Right? Am I right or am I wrong?
That's what they
Now,
claim. Shit would have boiled
now I'm
down
gonna
to.
tell you over here a story about what happened to my son. Since my son was little, my son is like me. He does not want to fight. He don't want no drama, no shit like that. But if you push him too far, or if you do certain shit, well, then you just got to deal with the problem that you created. The same exact shit with me. He tries to leave he tries to even run from situation. All that shit when he was little. But shit always happened. We got called into school, and the situation was, well, what happened? Well, Damien, he was defending himself. Some boy was picking on him, and he hit the boy so hard, the boy flew through the classroom, and we had to call the parents, and he had to get sent home because he had to go get checked out at the doctor. And this happened multiple times with multiple people, and even one time they had to send the boy to the hospital or some shit. Well, he got older, and he had his little reputation, and motherfuckers knew don't piss him off. You can go a certain distance, and then don't go over the distance because when he gets angry, you're just gonna wind up losing at the end of the story. You don't want to deal with him. He had his little reputation. He was different than me. He already had his reputation because his
Yeah,
fucking fuse was a lot shorter than mine was when I was younger. Now, there was one situation where I get called into school, and I told my kids all the time, whenever some shit happens with fights, you tell the motherfuckers to call me, not your mama. You tell them to call me, not your mama. Well, I go to school. My son is 11 at the time. My son is a little tiny bit taller for his age, but still around his age size. The other kid is 14 years old and is like a whole
neck and head taller and neck and head half taller than my son. He was already in puberty and shit. So I get called into school. My son started the fight. My son beat him up. My son hit him first and this and that. I let everybody talk. I let the little boy talk and everything. And then the principal, we were sitting in the principal's office with the little boy. The little boy's parents ain't came yet. And I let these motherfuckers talk the whole time. Now in the States, I would have I let them talk too. I wouldn't have said shit. But in my whole time, I'm sitting there laughing. They kept asking me what's smirking. I said, no, y'all keep talking. Y'all keep talking. And when I get to talking, you'll know why I'm laughing. Now, eventually, everything boils down to the teacher, the principal asking the boy who started it, and the boy telling his side of the story, because he was interrupting Damien the whole time. So I'm letting him talk. And this motherfucker straight up said, when he started saying, yeah, well, everything happened because Damien started and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, wait a minute. Now, how did it happen? Well, this and that, da, 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 da. Damien hit me first. I said, wait a minute. I looked at the principal, I looked at Damien, and Damien, he knows me. Damien started smiling, and Damien straight looked at the sky because he knew I was about to say some shit. I turned around, I looked at the principal, dead in her face. I said, I looked at her dead in her eyes like this. And I said, I looked at the little boy, I looked at the little 14-year-old boy and said, you are lying your ass off. And I looked back at the principal, and she raised up like this. And I look at my son, and my son is looking at the floor. He got a big ass grin on his face, like, Daddy, don't, please don't. He's embarrassed, but laughing. He's happy. He knows what's about to go down. And then she's like, how can you say that to that little boy? How can you say that? I said, well, first of all, I know for a fact 100% that little boy right there is lying his ass off. And I'm going to prove it to you. Because if my son would have hit him first, I looked at my son and I said, Damien, what would have happened? He started laughing. He said, I would have gotten in trouble. And I said, yeah, in that type of trouble, I would have beat his motherfucking ass. She looked at him, you can't do that shit. You can't say that shit. She was about to get ready to do all kind of shit and break out. And I said, first of all, the psychiatrists know how I handle my kids. I've been there with my children at their psychiatrist because they go on a regular basis. So they would know if I'm abusing my kids. And guess what? They know I hit my kids. So I don't beat my kids. I hit my kids. I know for a fact neither one of my kids would have hit somebody first. They defend themselves and they're allowed to do that shit. So now pointing at the boy, I said, you want to recount your story again? Because you're lying your ass off. Now tell the truth about what happened. Yeah, I started messing with Damien and I hit him in the head and a few times and he said stop and then he eventually got mad and he then jumped up and he grabbed me in a chokehold and then I almost passed out. Yeah, you went over the line and you got dealt with. That's what happened. And then
Hey,
you start screaming, talking about, let me go, please, I'll stop. And then you jumped up and scratched my son and ran away. That's what the story I got
from,
told. Now, is that the truth? He said, yeah. I said, it's
from
not.
that
Now, I looked at the
moment,
principal. I said, you see what I'm saying?
hey, from that moment, the principal should have hired your ass. Yeah.
Yeah, but she
We
looked at me,
need
she
you
was
to
like,
work here. We
I,
need you to
I was
work
like,
here,
yeah.
man.
I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm a certain way, and that's just what it is. Like I told you, you can think what you want from me. I don't care. But you can call the psychiatrist. My kids got both of them go there. You can call them. They know about everything that goes on because I just like I'm talking to you, I talk to them. I don't lie. She was looking at me like, yeah, okay. And then she calmed down and then everything was normal. And I was like, I want to talk to this motherfucker's parents. I was like, fuck this shit. I came up here for no reason. I want to talk to his parents. She was like, no, we can't do that. But there was no police, no nothing. Nothing. My son didn't get kicked out of school. That boy got suspended for a couple of days. Nothing happened to my son. Absolutely nothing. When he was younger, he always got suspended. But that time, he did not get suspended. And I called straight bluffing bullshit, and nothing happened. And he literally almost sent that boy to the hospital. He choked that motherfucker till he turned purple. He was barely holding all the time about, let me go, I'll stop. And then my son, he kept asking, you better stop, you better stop. Then the motherfucker jumped up and scratched him and ran. And then tried to lie on him and get him kicked out of school. He thought that shit would work. And guess what? We're in Germany. And I knew exactly what was going down. And I was like, I called that bullshit. I was like, nope. And that shit wouldn't have happened stateside. They would have been like, it doesn't matter. He used over aggressive force and he's aggressive. And yeah, he's going to get the charges. You're
Hey,
fucked.
They would have tried to find a way. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I actually love going to the schools representing my clients. I mean, getting the chance to put all of my knowledge to the play like I'm their lawyer or some shit like that. Yeah, I mean, that should be funny as
Yeah,
hell.
but my question was always, what the fuck gives the other child the right to touch my child? And when my child tells the child to stop, and they don't stop, and then my child goes to the teacher, and the teacher doesn't make him stop. My child tells the child again to stop or else by the third time. And after that third time, whatever happens, happens. And y'all got to deal with it. It's not my problem. That's how I taught my kids. Now, why didn't you stop that child from doing something to my child? Now, whose fault is it? Yeah, but Mr. Byer, isn't it? Your son was still over. Then they still tried to do that shit. My son was still at fault because he was the winner, basically.
These
No,
teachers, these schools, these indoctrination institutions suck type shit. You know what I mean? They're overworked, understaffed. You know what I mean? And yeah, they just this shit sucks. You feel me? We need a new educational system across the world. Crazy
y'all
for
been
real.
needing to know. Germany don't. America does. America been needing to know. What time? I got a question. What year books do the students have this year?
You know what? That is a fucking great question. When I get the enemy, I haven't.
How
I'm
old are the books that they're using?
when I'm gonna ask my son to show me a book. You know what I mean? When next time I go to his mom's house or some shit like that, or when the next school season start, I will be finding that out type shit. You know what I mean? I have no idea on that. That's a
Every
great
couple of years, Germany gets a brand new series of books for every grade.
brand new series of books. So is they recreating the history and rewriting it, or is they giving it? You know what I mean?
No, but in America, when I was younger, I was in elementary school and junior high and high school, and I had books that was 5 years old, 10 years old, 15, 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? That was the same educational system, basically. Over here, they add on into the books and put in new knowledge and whatever else not, and update shit.
Oh, okay,
And they
okay.
didn't do that when I was younger. I don't
Yeah,
know if
yeah.
they do that now stateside, but
You know, out here they only want to breed good working bees. You know what I mean? They don't want to create creative minds of entrepreneurs or free thinkers. You know, that's the last thing they want. They want good
the whole
working
world is
bees
like that.
that follow the program type shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah.
That's what the
But
news is for.
what you say?
That's what the news is for.
The propaganda machine, exactly.
Yeah. That's this right here. This shit and this shit. Apples and bananas and blueberries and
Exactly.
strawberries.
To talk big and be quiet, and we gonna wake up your third eye. We gonna give you some news that you can really use. You feel me? But with that being said,
Exactly.
like the other way, yeah, we gonna go ahead and wrap it up, bro. You got some shots out, any words you wanna give to the people before we hang this thing up, brother?
Shit. I'm just gonna give a shout out to my son and my daughter that I love very, very much. That need to do a little bit of more growing up, just like they 45-year-old daddy. But if I'm old enough to learn, you're young enough to learn. So that'll be good. And to all the people in the world, like you said, open up your third eye, or open up your heart, open up your brain, open up your ears, open up your eyes, and don't forget to open up your mouth. Because when I was small, I was taught a closed mouth does not get fed. And that goes both ways for knowledge, accepting it, and giving it. Remember that.
Well, God damn, with that being said, I couldn't have said anything to come behind that. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap. We will see y'all on the next episode of Talk Big or Be Quiet with your boy Matt Brooks, Big Stretch, as I like to call him, my boy Jesse. Yeah, to be. Yeah, highlight you on the next one. Peace and blessings.
For the
Yeah, and
possible.
tell a friend, and tell a friend
And
switch
I'm
up
sorry
cool.
if I'm saluting the wrong way to people. Hey, like I say, don't take nothing the wrong way from me.
You feel
Love you,
me? And
everybody.
y'all like, comment, subscribe, and hype the video up and all of that good stuff that YouTube requires
Yeah.
from everything. You
And
feel
don't
me?
forget, this is the beginning. We still fucking up. That's why the videos be cutting in and out and doing this and that. We working on everything, all in due time, all with due process. Y'all gonna get what you want, and there's gonna be enough dumb shit, fun shit, and fucking crazy shit going on and to listen to.
Yeah,
So y'all gonna have enough.
we going and growing. It should be like a banner, maybe
Exactly.
a logo. You know what I mean? It's coming together like butt cheeks, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if we gonna find out. We're experimenting. You know what I mean? But y'all,
Plan and expand.
I'll holler at y'all on the next one. Peace and
Much
blessings.
love to the world.